Hey, game makers, game dev. Uh, Once again, the end of my last video, I forgot to commit. Fortunately, it's been approximately 5 minutes since the end of my last video, so I don't feel too bad. Go ahead and commit right now. Control and extracting element and collision into a method. But hey, keep shouting me out in the comments. Catch me not committing. Hopefully, catching me in the act will remind you to catch yourself in the act. So always commit, always push. Thank yourself later when you're attacked by a wild dog. Okay. Anyway, what are we doing? Let's go places. We already went places before, but that was kind of boring. It was just going from the title screen to our test room. Let's have multiple test rooms. Let's figure out how to get from one to the other, and if we're feeling really fancy, we'll get a cool transition in there as well. So let's stuff down. Add another room. And you know what? This is starting to get a little hairy over here. Fan of what's going on. So let's add some organization. Fine, I'll do it. I'll finally organize stuff. That's script. I always come over every single time. Create, where's group? Every single time. Never get you. It's gonna be scripts, utility scripts. Projects, books. Boys. That's it. Oh, nice. For function. So I have already done some organization. Group. Hey, I remember this time. That's exciting. Macro. We're gonna have sprites. Again. Tiles, sprite pixel, sprite fair. Now we'll put player collision. I think the rogue already came with sets. Here. Stay there. I don't think we're using that. There. Got our own. I don't think we need this. I'm gonna go ahead and delete it. Got our rooms. There. Got rogue. Player states. So create a new group. Player. There. There and those. And we got some general helper objects, our triggers, our death pits. Read file. Fine. That's fine. I can leave those there. Not a big deal. Okay. Create another room. I'm going to room 2. Everything. That. No death pit. Victory trigger. You know what? Let's keep our victory trigger in here. But from here. Death pit out. Jump for get up. I think that jump later. So I want her to be able to hit some sort of trigger over here, a door, and then teleport to the other room. So this is a very, very, very common thing. Lots of games do, and it's always a pain. So let's see if we can figure out a way to handle it. So typically we want a door object. Object door. Collision event. Yeah, this is one of the few instances I use just the built-in collision event. It's just simple. I just want to know when the player collides. So we need to know where the player wants to go and where in that area the player wants to go. So let's start with the first one. We always want to do this as incrementally as possible. We don't want to over like 30 minutes into code. So right now, I'm mostly just focused on get to the right room. So we're going to need some sort of target room. Right now, that is undefined. We don't know what that's going to be. So if our target room is undefined, we don't have anything to do because we don't know what we're supposed to be doing. What if we do have a target room? Then we want to use our transition, which we for how we did. So we want basically the same thing. Paste that. If there's already a transition, exit. Otherwise, fade transition. Fade transition is a target room. That's it right now. Not going to be enough in the future, but for right now it is. Say create top target room equals our target room. Okay, simple enough. We need to give it right. Again, could give them a color, but this will work. Here, door. Here. For a fancy color. Blue. So we need to tell it where to go. There's a number of ways we could do this. We could use variable definitions. We could use creation code. I kind of like variable definitions, especially if you the room inspector. They're not too bad. Uh, I don't have a lot of experience with variable definitions, so we can give it a try. We'll see what they look like. The thing I don't like about variables, and I'm trying to get used to them, but old habits die hard, is can't put the variable in the create event. That makes me feel like having all of my variables defined in my create event. So having variable definitions defined outside of my create event and not they can be referenced in your create event because they're set before the create event fires, but can't define them. I don't know. That's just conditioned in me to say all of your variables are defined in your create event. So maybe I should just work on breaking that condition. So that means we need to have a new variable definition. Add it and call it target room set. Default is shouldn't be means undefined isn't what we're looking for anymore. We're looking for no one. If it's set to no one, that's the default. So now I can go back to test. Say edit this. You haven't messed with the inspector yet. Got it. The inspector is pretty cool. It's getting better with every. Like I hated using variable definitions before because you had to do this basically. So, okay, click on your instance, double click. Okay, go to variables. Okay, click edit. Okay, now you can drop it down. Say, go to room test 2. Right. With the inspector though, select the instance, and there's its variable right there. Boom. Click through anything. So we already set its room test 2. So there it is, room test 2. Let's see what happens when we run into it. Should be interesting. I mean, I know what's going to happen. It's not going to be great. Okay, no, that is way. Oh, that's not good. In here. Give her stairs. Stairs. All right. Hey, we made it to the other room. And even a little fade transition and everything. It was quick, but it wasn't bad. And but you may have noticed a few things. One, we don't really have a way back. We should probably add a way back, and we can make this transition a little bit here. In fact, copy, paste. There. And font doesn't matter. Instances, our object player. There. Okay, so my player isn't persistent. So I can just position her in the room wherever I want her to be when I'm done. That's only going to work for this video, right? We're going to have to fix that very soon if I even let it go that far. So we're doing this incrementally. right? We don't want to worry about every problem all the way, all the time, all up front. That's how most tutorials are written. They know exactly all the problems they're going to solve, so we solve them all at once. We're going to do this incrementally. That's how you should approach most problems. Break them down, tackle things one at a time, and iterate on it. So let's, this guy, where's it? Uh, oh, right, I'm in the, there we go. So we want him to go back to test. Test. So we'll see this immediately. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Right here, jump up here. Okay, back, and now we're over here. She's facing the wrong direction. It's admittedly not great. She doesn't mean momentum or anything. There's not much of a transition. It's all around not great, but working. So how do we tell her where she should go? Right? We need to tell her, we need to give her some instructions where to go. In fact, let's go ahead and complicate it right now. Let's get our victory over here. I don't want our victory. I'm going to put our victory 2, duplicate that again. It's 3. That's 2. We're going to that, add another portal. Copy guy, bring it here. Inspector, say you are room test B now. She's here. There's that. I'll make it so that we ceiling. Whatever. So should be able to move that. I am gonna take her, put her slow butt. Probably fix that at some point. Bit of a breakout of collision stuck in it, so I don't have to put her a couple of or a tile above the cliff wall. Some confidence if I accidentally put her one, she can just pop out. Okay, so I walk here. Hey, that looked pretty good. I mean, it's looking great. It's not polished or anything. Good. Over here. All right, cool. That looked fine. Oh, we go back here. Get to hook this up. Yes, I did. So it's going all the way back to room 1. So if I were to hook that up, boom. Two. Then. Then. I'm either really need to pick up her move speed for my insanity or make these rooms smaller. Okay, then back. Okay, there we go. That's obviously not ideal. So it's paramount that we figure out a way to say, hey, we got multiple ways into this. We need to know, because we exited this room, this door, when we get to this room, we want to be at this door, right? And we can do some cool stuff, like really complicated. Go into room 2 and say, what? There's 2 ways into room 2 from S3. There's this door. Down here. Oh no, loading dock. That. hoping I can dock him down. That's fine. So our instances, paste that. There. Yeah, it's not. You get what I'm saying. There's multiple ways into this room. So we got to figure out where we want to. Putting her here at the beginning isn't going to work. So to do this, what we need is we need some visual way of placing them. We want some sort of like target object. So I'm going to create an object, say object entrance. Well, yeah, let's call it object room entrance. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give her, or give this spoiler, her sprite. Stand, is that what I called it? Okay, so this will help it so that I can kind of place her there precisely. So it's is entrance. I'll put this on its own layer. Doors and entrances. Layer itself doesn't matter. It's just these. Hide her for now. Basically, just some position. We got her there. That's where she. And then I'm going to do another. There. So you get shadows. It's supposed to. Okay, so when we transition, we go into these new. We want to position player character at these spots based on. This gets very complicated, right? This can get very complicated. So we need some way of identifying, right? If I'm coming from room 3 through this door, I say, hey, go to target room test 2. And then we go to room test 2, and it's like, there's 2 entrances. Which one? Let's identify. What's cool, and this is something that not too many people use, but once you've dropped an object, an instance of an object, into your room, you can give it a unique. And that name is usable the same way asset names are usable. So this thing right here, I can say inst room test 2 east entrance, right? And I can reference that in code. So watch this. If I save that, I come back to my work. Say door object target entrance equals boom, it's red. I always spell checker. Yeah, there's no E. No. Just anyway. So boom, it's red. I can get like autocomplete everything. Room, boom. There's all my room entrances. I only have one now, but as soon as I name them all, I could have any room entrance I want here. Now the real test is what if we add a variable definition? Say target entrance type asset. Will it show up as an asset? I doubt it. Oh, nope. Say that function. Unfortunate. So will it work anyway? Can I just type it in? Inst room test. Yes, it will. Here we go. We even got autocomplete. That's cool. So we want to set this to no one. Alt. Again, we're going to put these here. This is kind of just documentation for myself. These are our variable definitions that this object is expecting. And so now we can say, in my room, it's 3. Let's start with room 10. Here, inspector, say, you know what, you are going to, so that's instance room test 2, west, and yeah. 2 now has to go. Right, and oh yeah, there's all our instances. That's pretty cool. S2 west entrance. But we're not really doing anything yet, right? So we need to set up our transition system to handle this for us. Now things are going to get... So when we interact with our player, when we run with our player, we create an instance of our fade transition. Fade transition is what handles fading out, going to the next room, fading in. We need to position the player object based on specific instance ID's position when we fade in, right? And we probably need to do some other things as well. So we're going to define something on object fade transition, kind of a custom event. We're going to say in here, we're going to say on room start. And right now it's just going to be an empty function because it doesn't care what it is. The person creating the instance is going to. Then here in person, the block of code we write is going to care. So other start event, we can just call on room. Okay, so what are we going to do on room start? That's cool. We can do whatever we want. So when door is colliding, when we collide with the door, we create an instance of our fade object, and we can say inst.on room start equals function. We are going to say we need to pass in our instance ID, so our target entrance. So we're going to say, so this function will run in the context of our door objects. So this is where callbacks get kind of funky. You may have to debug this. Never like this before, so let's try it the way I'm thinking of doing it and debug it from there. So ideally, I would just say, hey, our location is, the inst we want to go to is our tar equals target entrance, and then with object player, who should exist at this point, and if not, it's not going to crash or anything, x equals tar x, y equals tar.y. So in theory, see what happens. In theory, it could work. Could. hey, that layer's invisible, but looked like it worked. So go back into room 2. The way we can kind of confirm that it worked is I can go into our instances and I can move her just anywhere in this room. It doesn't really even matter where she is, just in like defined on a layer in the room. If I walk through that door and she's where she's supposed to be, that means this code ran successfully. Boom. She is. It was a very quick transition. And eagle to eye, or people going back and going frame by frame, may notice that we saw her sprite ever so slightly right there. And that's fine. We can polish that later. Either the fade will hide it, or there's some things we could do that work a little better. But there we go. So now I can hide doors and entrances, or that object automatically set itself to invisible so the player doesn't see. And now I can rig up that entire, all the doors. Well, I need to add here, there, a test 1. Three here. That's fine. Three west entrance. Hook up our correct going to be instance room test 2. Is that everything? Oh, did I hook this guy up? No. Okay. Oh yeah, hook these. Room, inst room. Test 3. Now, in theory, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to look super polished. We should be able to walk from one end of the level to the other end through doors. Boop. Boop. Back. Boop. Really saw it that time. Boop. There, we're back in room 1. So there we go. We got full transitions between rooms. It's unpolished, it's ugly, it's not very smooth, there's lots of problems, but we're able to move from room to room and works. Gosh. No, I'm not sure what we're going to do next time, but guarantee we'll do something. But first, we commit. Thought I was going to forget again. There we go. Okay. Commit all this. We got lots of new stuff. Reorganized a bunch of stuff. Renamed some stuff. Big changes. Added room transitions. Rough. That's pretty much all we worked on, huh? Transitions. Yeah. Reorganization. Right. That. Project is safe. Okay. Uh, so yeah, be looking forward to next time where we'll do something else.